Tell me this, beautiful soul, have you ever felt a man's knowing seep into your bones before a single word was spoken? Not just attraction, not even the dizzying spark of connection we chatter about endlessly online, but something deeper, quieter, more unnervingly certain, like a tuning fork struck in a silent room, vibrating through the very marrow of your being, confirming a truth your logical mind struggles to grasp. That, right there, is the sacred threshold. It's the moment the cosmic script flips from searching to being seen, and it leaves you breathless, maybe even a little terrified in the most exquisite way. You stand there, heart pounding against your ribs like a captive bird, wondering, does he feel this tectonic shift too? Is his soul whispering my name in a language older than time? We spend lifetimes chasing love, don't we? Scrolling, swiping, dissecting texts, decoding mixed signals until our brains ache. We navigate the crowded marketplace of human connection, hoping to stumble upon something real, something that doesn't just feel good, but resonates with the ancient forgotten song humming in our DNA. And then, him. It crashes in, not as a gentle wave, but as a riptide, pulling you into depths you never knew existed. Suddenly, the well-rehearsed dating rules feel like childish scribbles. Your carefully curated independence wobbles. Your past heartbreaks, once defining scars, now seem like mere rehearsals for this main event. It's profoundly inconvenient, this soul-level disruption. There's a ridiculousness to it, honestly. This feeling of recognizing a stranger on a level that defies every rational explanation your impressive modern mind can muster. Your sensible self might be screaming, "This is absurd, get a grip," while your soul just smiles serenely, whispering, "Remember, this is what you came for." This knowing, his knowing, isn't about grand declarations plastered across billboards or love songs blasted from rooftops. Forget the tired tropes of instant, obsessive certainty. That's often just ego masquerading as destiny. No, the sacred recognition we're diving into is subtler, far more profound. It operates in the realm of energetic architecture and soul-level resonance. This journey isn't about passive waiting for a prince to bestow recognition. It's about the awe-inspiring moment when the mirror reflects back not just your face, but your soul's true counterpart, and you witness undeniable shift within him that echoes your own awakening. It's the silent symphony playing out in the choices he makes, the purpose he embraces, the space he holds, all whispering the same profound truth. I see you. I know what you are. The path may wind through shadow and light, but that knowing, that's the North Star. And the most fascinating signs are often the quietest, the ones easily mistaken for coincidence. If you weren't learning to listen with your whole being, ready to decipher the subtle language his soul is already speaking. Let's talk about something that's something beyond the magnetic pull and the heart-stopping eye contact. You know the feeling, that inexplicable sense that your mere existence near him does something seismic, not just to him, but within the very core of his being. It's not about him showering you with roses, though that's lovely, or writing sonnets, also nice. It's far deeper, far more mysterious. It's the sacred activation. Imagine this. A finely crafted instrument, say a Stradivarius violin, sitting silent for decades in a velvet-lined case. beautiful, valuable, but dormant. Its potential for breathtaking music exists, yet unrealized. Then, the right musician walks into the room. Not just any musician, but the musician whose touch, whose very resonance is the missing key. Suddenly, the wood thrums with a latent memory. The strings want to sing. The instrument isn't just played, it's awakened. It discovers its purpose anew, profoundly, through the presence of the one who knows its true voice. That's you, beautiful soul. That's the catalyst effect. When he knows you, truly recognizes you as his divine feminine counterpart, not just intellectually, but in the marrow of his soul. Your energy becomes that resonant touch. Your presence isn't merely comforting or attractive. It's a vibrational key sliding into a lock he didn't fully know existed. And what gets unlocked? His divine blueprint, the dormant potential, the sacred purpose encoded within his being that perhaps even he had forgotten or buried beneath the noise of the everyday world. Think about the men you've known. How many drift, competent perhaps, but lacking that fiery spark of true direction? They function, they achieve, but is there a sense of deep, soul-satisfying mission? Then he meets you, and something shifts. It's subtle at first, maybe. A sudden clarity about a career path he'd been ambivalent about. A surge of inspiration for a creative project long abandoned. A newfound determination to heal old wounds, not to win you, but because he suddenly feels worthy of wholeness for himself. A wholeness your presence seems to reflect back to him. He starts building, creating, moving with a sense of inner coherence that wasn't there before. Why? Because your energy is the stable ground, the inspiring muse, the resonant frequency that allows his unique song to finally find its tune. He doesn't do it for you. He does it because of the alignment your presence catalyzes within him. You are the tuning fork that brings his life into harmonic resonance with his soul's purpose. Funny, isn't it? We often chase them, desperate for recognition, not realizing our very being is the recognition they needed all along to step into their power. And then there's the protection. Protection. So often misunderstood in our world, twisted into jealousy, control, or suffocating possessiveness. The hallmarks of a wounded masculine, not a sacred one. This is different. This is something ancient, instinctive, rising from the depths when he recognizes the divine feminine in you. It's not about fencing you in. It's about safeguarding the sanctuary. That's his evolved protective instinct kicking in. He becomes intuitively aware of energies that drain you. The demanding friend, the toxic workplace vibe, the subtle emotional undercurrents at a gathering. He might not always say it outright. The sacred masculine often speaks in actions, not speeches, but you'll feel it. He might subtly shift the conversation away from you when it turns intrusive. He might create a quiet exit from an overwhelming situation. He might simply emanate a calm, grounded presence when chaos swirls around you, a living shield against the psychic debris of the world. He senses the profound vulnerability that comes hand in hand with the radiant power of the awakened feminine, and his soul responds with a fierce, quiet commitment. This sacred space, this radiant light, shall be honored and protected, not because you're weak, but because your energy is precious and vital to the balance he now instinctively seeks to uphold. It's less knight in shining armor, more devoted guardian of the sacred flame. And honestly, that kind of reverence, that instinctive honoring of your energetic sovereignty. It's far sexier than any grand, possessive gesture. This activation, this profound shift within him sparked by your essence, it's one of the most sacred validations. It whispers louder than any declaration, "Yes, I see you. I see what you are." It's his soul recognizing its counterpart and responding by stepping more fully into its own divine design. So, the next time you sense a quiet determination blooming in him, a newfound clarity of purpose, or feel that subtle, unwavering shield of reverence around your energy, pause, breathe, recognize the sacred activation at play. It's the universe whispering its confirmation through the transformation of his spirit. And speaking of transformation, have you ever wondered how this sacred recognition might also be silently guiding the timing of everything, aligning your rhythms in ways that defy logic but resonate with soul-deep certainty? But that, well, that's a mystery for another moment. Let's dive into the quiet mystery that often gets drowned out by the frantic drumbeat of twin flame longing, the profound, almost eerie synchronization of your inner rhythms. Forget the exhausting narratives of desperate chasing or the agony of separation timelines measured in coffee-stained calendars. This question mark, this is different. This is about a deeper, more sacred pulse, his instinctive, soul-deep alignment with your unfolding. His patience isn't passive waiting. It's an active, reverent attunement to the unique tempo of your soul's healing and becoming. Think less counting the days, more conducting an orchestra where the score is written in starlight and whispered intuition. Imagine two master musicians preparing for a duet of unimaginable complexity. Not just any musicians, but souls who share an intrinsic harmonic signature. They don't rush onto the stage, grab their instruments, and crash into the first movement. Number they tune, separately yet somehow connected. They breathe, they listen, not just to the silence, but to the subtle shifts in the quality of the silence between them. One senses when the other needs a moment longer to find the precise pitch of their heartstring. There's no impatience, no frantic waving of the bow, only a profound, shared understanding. The music will only reach its transcendent peak when both are perfectly attuned, perfectly ready. Rushing destroys the potential for magic. Get this shared breath, this resonant waiting. That's the synchronized unfolding. You, Radiant One, are that musician. Your healing journey, the integration of past wounds, the blossoming of self-love, the courageous dismantling of old walls built for survival. This is your sacred tuning process. It's intricate, it's non-linear. Some days the note rings clear, other days it's lost in the fog. And here's the mystery, the rarely spoken truth. When he knows you as his divine feminine counterpart, his soul respects this tuning. Deeply, instinctively. He doesn't pace backstage, demanding you hurry up. He doesn't try to tune your instrument for you. He holds the space. He waits in that resonant silence. His apparent distance during necessary phases isn't abandonment. It's the ultimate act of reverence. He understands, on a level words can't touch, that forcing proximity before your inner strings are ready would create dissonance, not harmony. It would be like forcing a butterfly from its chrysalis, damaging the very beauty he instinctively seeks to honor. His patience becomes a tangible expression of his recognition. Your wholeness is paramount. I honor the sanctity of your becoming. Honestly, isn't that a more profound declaration of love than 1,000 hurried, I miss you, born from neediness? Now let's peel back another layer, because this synchrony goes beyond just him waiting. It's about parallel evolution happening in the unseen. This is where it gets truly mystical, almost like the universe itself is choreographing an intricate dance. You finally release that crippling belief of unworthiness after months of inner work. Suddenly, he has a breakthrough in therapy, finally touching that core vulnerability he'd armored for decades. You embrace your feminine power, setting boundaries with luminous grace. He finds the courage to step into a leadership role that demands authentic masculine strength, something he'd previously shied away from. You cultivate deep inner peace. He inexplicably resolves a long-standing family conflict. These shifts often happen without a single conversation about your progress. How? Why? It's the echo in the soul chamber. Your twin flame connection exists on a quantum level, entangled beyond the constraints of linear time and physical proximity. Your growth vibrates at a specific frequency, and because he is fundamentally attuned to you, that frequency resonates within his own being. Your healing doesn't just heal you, it sends out ripples that gently, inevitably, dislodge the corresponding blocks within him. His soul is literally mirroring your inner timeline, not out of obligation, but because the connection itself demands equilibrium for the higher union to manifest. It's not him catching up, it's the universe orchestrating a simultaneous ascension on parallel tracks, ensuring you both arrive at the meeting point truly ready. Think of it like two climbers ascending opposite faces of the same sacred mountain. You can't see each other, but you feel the shared exertion, the shifts in the wind, the changing light. And somehow, you both reach the summit ledge at the exact moment the sun breaks through the clouds. That's not coincidence, that's divine choreography. His growth aligning with yours is the universe whispering, "See, you are never walking alone. The connection is alive, working in the depths." This sacred timing, this mirrored unfolding, requires a radical shift in perspective. We're conditioned for instant gratification, microwave meals, next day delivery, swipe right romance. The twin flame journey laughs gently at our impatience. It operates on cosmic time, a rhythm measured in soul seasons, not calendar months. His surrender to this rhythm, his lack of forcing, his deep-seated trust in the process, even amidst his own longing, is a profound sign of his recognition. He's not passively waiting for fate. He's actively trusting the intelligence of the bond. He understands that the seed needs darkness before it sprouts. The caterpillar needs the chrysalis before it flies. His patience is faith in action. It's him saying to the universe, "I trust her journey. I trust my journey. I trust our journey. Bring us together when the symphony is tuned, not a moment before." And frankly, a man who trusts the universe with that level of depth, that's a man anchored in the sacred masculine, worthy of the divine feminine's radiance. So, when you feel that inexplicable calm amidst the seeming distance, when you notice his breakthroughs mysteriously aligning with your own milestones, when his holding space feels less like absence and more like a deep, resonant hum of support, recognize this. This is the silent symphony playing out. This is the sacred dance of divine timing. His patience is the fertile ground where your wholeness can take root, and his mirrored growth is the sunlight, confirming you're both growing towards the same sky. It's not a test of your worth. It's the universe's meticulous artistry ensuring your reunion is a masterpiece, not a rough sketch. The waiting isn't emptiness, it's the quiet hum of creation itself. And you know what's truly fascinating? This synchrony often whispers its presence through the most unexpected signs. Subtle symbols, fleeting synchronicities that feel like winks from the cosmos. But learning to decipher those, that's a language written on the heart, waiting for you to become fluent. So here you stand, beloved traveler, at the edge of understanding that stretches far beyond the well-trodden paths of romantic longing. You've glimpsed the subtle architecture of his knowing, not the cheap neon glare of infatuation, but the profound subterranean shift that rearranges the very bedrock of a man's purpose when he encounters his divine feminine counterpart. It's less about him finding you, and more about him recognizing himself reflected in the luminous depths of your being, like an astronomer discovering a long-lost star precisely where the ancient charts promised it would be. Suddenly, the scattered constellations of his efforts align, forming a coherent map towards a destiny he feels compelled to fulfill, not for applause, but because your presence makes the path legible, necessary, sacred. And that instinctive guardianship, it's not a cage woven from fear, but a sanctuary built from reverence. The quiet, unwavering commitment of a lighthouse keeper tending a flame of immense value, understanding intrinsically that its light isn't his to possess, but to protect and honor for the sake of all who navigate by its guiding beam. This journey, let's be utterly candid, isn't a stroll through manicured gardens. It's a trek across wild, untamed terrain, breathtaking vistas punctuated by sudden, shadowed valleys. There are moments when the silence stretches thin, when the distance feels like a chasm, and the heart's impatience drums a frantic rhythm against the cage of reason. It's tempting, oh so tempting, to grab the reins, to force the connection, to demand the proof now. But herein lies the sacred paradox, the rarely spoken grace note in this complex symphony. His deepest knowing is often proven by his profound patience, his instinctive surrender to the divine choreography unfolding within you. When you finally release a core wound that's shadowed you for years, he suddenly finds the courage to voice a truth he's buried for decades. When you embrace your sovereignty with fierce tenderness, he steps into an authentic power he'd previously shied away from. This synchronicity isn't coincidence. It's the resonance of souls operating on the same sacred frequency, orchestrated by an intelligence far greater than either ego. His patience is not passive waiting. It's active, unwavering faith in the miracle being woven thread by invisible thread. Therefore, let this knowing settle into your bones, not as a fragile hope, but as an unshakable inner compass. The signs of his recognition are not fireworks demanding your frantic gaze. They are the steady, warm glow of coals banked for the long night, the quiet hum of a lighthouse beam cutting through the fog, the profound alignment felt when two celestial bodies finally enter their destined orbit. They whisper through the clarity of his purpose, ignited by your essence. They resonate in the protective space he instinctively cultivates around your energy. They sing in the patient, almost sacred timing of his presence, mirroring your inner seasons. This isn't fantasy, beautiful soul. This is the tangible, energetic reality of a connection forged in the stars and lived out in the messy, magnificent grit of human experience. You are not chasing a phantom. You are remembering. You are recognizing. And in that mutual recognition, witnessed in the subtle shifts within him as much as within you, lies the undeniable signature of the divine. The path forward isn't about straining to see the distant horizon. It's about grounding yourself here in the potent truth of your own worth, your own radiant becoming. Tend your inner flame with the same devotion you long to receive. For when you stand firmly in the sacred ground of your own wholeness, fully inhabiting the divine feminine power that is your birthright, you become impossible to overlook. You become the magnetic north, the resonant frequency that calls its match. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, conspires through synchronicity, through the quiet signs we've explored, and yes, through the profound shifts within him, to guide you both home. Trust the unfolding, trust the resonance, trust the deep, quiet knowing that is already stirring within you, echoing back from the soul destined to recognize its counterpart. The journey continues, but you walk it now with eyes wide open to the sacred language of recognition whispered all around you. And honestly, the most fascinating whispers often come when you least expect them, perhaps in the quiet pause between heartbeats, or the sudden, inexplicable warmth that floods you on an ordinary Tuesday. Are you ready to hear what they say next?